Go.
All right, and we are
from
in.
those on the street. We're in now. We're in now. Go ahead.
Okay, and we are into the final game in the best of three series between DauT and BacT for the Age of Empires Escape Gaming Masters 2 tournament. It's going to be a 1 versus 1 on Arena. BacT will be playing as the Blue Malians on the right side of the map, facing off versus DauT on the left side, playing as the Red Indians.
The Red Indians. I thought he was just playing as the Indians here. But he's actually made a big mistake. Look at this idle villager for about 20 seconds there, not gathering anything. That's actually less than ideal, to say the least, but shouldn't be too bad. It's not like it's going to force his TC to go idle or something like that. The map, of course, will be Arena here, and we should take a look at the maps themselves, because oftentimes Arena can have very unfortunate map generation. Taking a look over at BacT's side of the map, actually, you know, okay, never mind. I was just looking at the mini-map and I couldn't see many gold piles. It doesn't seem like there's any extra gold piles on this one, but it's just me being blind. There actually are. So anyway, looking at BacT's side, safe, very safe back gold here. Lovely. Main stone in the back as well, and a secondary stone far on the far right. So he's got quite a lot of space to build back here. That's lovely. Not too bad. However, once he wants to go any further past his main gold, once he starts grabbing his second gold and third gold as those tiles here start to run out, he will be forced to come forward to the left of his wall, where this second gold is just outside there. His third gold, I mean, I'm assuming this is his third gold. It must be, yeah. Is way out on the right-hand side. As is DauT's third gold as well. But, you know, that's going to be super late when it comes to getting that anyway. For now, BacT's map, not too bad. DauT's map, his main gold a little closer to the wall, and it's a little further forward. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it does depend on BacT's strategy here. It's incredibly risky to do some kind of a castle drop, and I don't think we've seen a single castle drop yet in the tournament. But, you know, it's always something that could come in at a later date or a later stage of the game, and that gold could be denied from that kind of aggression. At the back, he does have his stone here. He's got a very small gold mine back here, and DauT doing what DauT does very well on Arena, and making sure that he scouts every nook and cranny back here to make sure that he does see those extra gold piles, and that's really valuable to do because, you know, some players might have missed that there.
Oh yeah, we see time and time again in competitive Arena where there will be an extra gold mine in the back or an extra stone mine that the player just doesn't find because it's so far in there. In terms of the actual relic generation, it seems to be fairly evenly spaced out without really too much of an advantage for one player. It really is quite fair. Overall, I would say that I feel like DauT overall has more gold mines closer to his initial base, and perhaps the fact that BacT's third gold mine is way out there could end up being a decisive factor later. But on the other hand, BacT has, I guess, more space to build, and his main gold is safe at the back, so it can be pretty even in that respect, but I gotta keep my eye on that third gold mine.
Yeah, and, you know, we might see one of the players, maybe DauT, for example, coming quite aggressively into the center of the map. He's done it on many Arena matches before that we've seen, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does do something similar here with the Indians as well. I've got to say, the Indians, what an incredible civ as well. Such a high win rate, and I think they're a great Arena civ also. I know they don't have any like monk bonuses, but, you know, definitely a second tier Arena civ in my opinion, due to their ability to boom so effectively while still doing reasonable pressure in the Castle Age at the same time. And then their late Imperial, like post-Imperial army composition, I feel like that can be very strong also. Never underestimate the Indians. Maybe we could talk a little bit about the Malians and what you might expect to see from the Malians in this game.
So, when we were going through the draft, based off the civilization bans that I saw, we saw the Aztecs being banned for both sides. I was trying to think, what are the civilizations that make sense for players to pick here? And I was thinking that the Indians and Malians would be just great choices that were left up. The Indians particularly because they just have such a strong boom with their discounted villagers, and they have just a great wide variety of units. The lack of knights isn't a huge deal on Arena. And with the Malians, their economy is really good. The free gold mining upgrades gives them a potentially powerful monk rush, which we often see being a really important strategy on Arena as players compete for those relics. And then also, The cheaper wood cost on their buildings allows them to stockpile additional wood, helps with the booming, might give them the wood that they need to make mangonels, and overall I feel like the Malians are quite a strong civilization on Arena as well, and this should be a great game because of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the potential to go monks here. I know they don't have like any like monk bonus, but the ability to get that free gold mining upgrade can definitely give them a strong transition into mining gold and building the monasteries to take the relics here. As you said earlier, though, the relic distribution is about as even and as fair as you can get, I feel. And that's going to be nice. I would be interested to see if DauT does come aggressive into the center of the map. I feel like he could very easily go for... I mean, just looking back at his Regicide Fortress game, for example, the first game in this series, he did 2 TCs, so he went up to the Castle Age, added 1 town center, and then he got aggressive in the center of the map with his camel archers. He could do something similar here with the Indians, where he could add a second TC, and at the same time go aggressive in the middle with a siege workshop and a monastery, for example. Obviously, it's a different civ, but I feel like with the Indians, that kind of play style could work very well as well.
Oh yeah, these players have a lot of options here. None of them are really shoehorned into going for monks unless they want to. BacT is actually going to be mining gold a couple population after DauT is. So DauT had already been mining gold since around 24 population, throwing 3 villagers on it very early. BacT starting that right now. BacT is about 25% on the way to feudal, and then DauT is about 50%. So DauT has clearly cut a lot of villagers here. At only 24 population, and with the barracks coming down, he's up to no good.
Absolutely. We also see a barracks coming down from... Wait, no, sorry. Yeah, I just switched... That was weird. I switched views to BacT, and when I switch view to BacT, it puts me in the back of DauT's base, where he's building the barracks. So it's very, very odd. It's like the views are inverted.
It does that sometimes,
anyway.
Yeah.
So it's actually, yeah, as you say, DauT's barracks coming up in the back here, and he's going up with 25 pop. So I think when he gets the Feudal Age, we'll see. It's probably going to be a stable, I imagine, here. Let's see what he builds. He's going to go for a blacksmith and it's going to be... a stable, yeah. I thought it would be a stable. So I'm assuming here he's predicting that BacT will make monks, and he wants to preemptively counter that by making scouts. The stable, of course, going to be able to do that, and the blacksmith coming up as well there. Also looking, obviously, going up with 25 pop instead of 26, DauT is clearly looking for a faster uptime here. He's going to go up to the Castle Age on 27 population, and that's just to give him that speed, that edge. He's just, however, lacking 50 food, and he doesn't quite have the food he needs. He's force dropping at the berries. He's still just, there we go. He's clicked up now, but maybe wasting a little bit of time there, not quite as precise as he would have liked. Meanwhile, BacT, he's adding in a loom, 27 population for him as well, and he's also clicking up. So DauT a little bit faster. You could see he was hoping to get a few extra seconds there. Sadly, just not quite being as precise as he would like on the food there. But yeah, I mean, clearly DauT going to add some scouts, I feel, and BacT with the market blacksmith, I'm expecting to see a second town center, and I'm expecting to see a monastery.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on your analysis there. I feel like oh god, my voice. I feel like the Malians have a pretty good monk rush, or based off their economy bonuses, and I do always like to see players mixing in scout cavalry whenever applicable on Arena, just as a way to counter that monk rush that's just in every single game. So I expect to see something like that, an additional town center with a monastery for BacT, and then DauT will probably mix in some scouts. DauT, of course, making the trade-off here, like you said, going for a faster uptime in exchange for a weaker economy, and we'll have to see if this pays off. Double bit axe finished for DauT to bolster his economy, and he's making his first scout cavalry here, so yep, DauT will be going for scouts.
Yep, and with 6 villagers on gold for BacT, that's basically confirming that he will be making monks as well. So the question is here, who is able to control the center? And as we spoke about earlier in the game, this 3rd gold for BacT is a little bit further out. I know it's a long way off before we see players trying to grab this, but I know that DauT, after seeing him play multiple times on Arena, Regicide Fortress, Hideout, I think he prefers to have the map control in these kind of games. A lot of players you know, they're quite content to sit and defend and just kind of bust out when they're ready. But I think DauT in this game, he definitely wants that map control, and he's going to be looking to secure that quite quickly here with those 2 scouts here that are protecting the relics. Interestingly, BacT lost his scout cavalry here, and what's even perhaps more interesting is that DauT hasn't taken any damage on his scout cavalry yet. So how is that possible? Did BacT perhaps pull his boar in with his scout earlier on? Maybe we missed that.
I think his scout just got caught off guard, and that ended up he took so much free damage that he was just running around the map the entire game trying to keep it alive. BacT actually has his left gate blocked by his main gold, and it's great to see these scouts just kind of camping these entrances. So we're going to see a double monastery plus siege workshop opening versus a singular monastery plus stable opening. And this is when I think that having the scout cavalry is just huge, allowing him to get so much map control and secure those relics.
Yeah, you know what's so funny here? I think BacT, you know, I predicted that BacT would add the second TC and then, you know, do maybe 1 monastery. But after the last game, is it any surprise that BacT is going straight into 2 monasteries and a siege workshop here? I don't think so. I mean, that's just what won him the game last time around. This time it's a very different kettle of fish, though. This is now DauT prepared for these monks. It's not like it's a surprise or anything like that. He's got the scouts ready and waiting. And as I assumed for DauT anyway, correctly, he would add that second TC, and he has added the TC behind this. So a monastery and a stable, like we've said, but also the second TC, whilst it looks like we're going to see 3 monasteries from BacT once again, and a siege workshop. Will DauT fall to this aggression from BacT like the last game, or will he be more prepared and be able to shut it down?
Well, it's all going to depend on how well this monk push goes down. BacT with such a strong push prepped for him, but DauT swooping up as many relics as he can before the storm arrives. Will this monk escape with the relic? I think so. So the scouts here do resist conversion, so DauT's going to have to try and use that to get some free pickoffs on these monks. He has a reasonable amount of scouts here, but he's really outnumbered, so I think right now he's just trying to cut his losses, snag all the relics that he can, and then prep for the coming storm.
Yeah, he's going to try and grab the ones on the left side, and, you know, it's much more preferable for DauT to go for the relics that are the furthest away first, because he was the first to the Castle Age, and he's got these scouts to patrol and protect the monks as they do pull them in. So good start for DauT. He does grab one of the relics already. He's going to safely grab the second relic on the right side. He's already bringing one of the relics on the left home, and if he gets a free mangonel trade with the scouts as well, that would just be icing on the cake. But I think DauT's going to be very happy with the situation at the moment anyway. He's certainly not invested as much into this aggression as BacT has. That mangonel is incredibly costly, both on the wood front and the gold, whereas DauT, you know, he needed the stable to go up to the Castle Age anyway, and it's just a small amount of food, which he's probably saved in the villager reduction of cost already at this stage of the game. So DauT's coming in, light cavalry, and BacT quite late to start the conversions. His own mangonel will kill the monk here, and without... Oh, he has got sanctity, but, well, okay, the mangonel killing one of the converted light cabs as well. And the final light cavalry from DauT will get converted to BacT's side. Not the best engagement, actually, for DauT, because he didn't manage to kill the mangonel, but he did take a couple of monks out for relatively cheap. That's not too bad. Yeah, it's hard to say which was the better, you know, which player got the most value out of that.
That was a really tricky engagement that required a lot of tough decision-making. So, for example, if... so when DauT comes in with the scouts, he has to decide whether or not he wants to focus fire down the mangonel and then risk losing all of his light cavalry to conversion. And if he tries to focus down the monks to give him less time to get that conversion off, then he will take twice as much damage from that mangonel blast. 2 light cavalry will be hit. And the battle did end up just going in BacT's favor here, even though DauT had the counter units. He just didn't have enough light cavalry to deal with this. And now BacT going to mix in a couple of spearmen too, just to keep the pressure on and really discourage the usage of light cavalry. So BacT in a great situation to apply some pressure. And let's see, how many relics did DauT get?
3, and the 4th is on the way. So after all of that, DauT now just going to retreat behind his walls, where BacT can't really do too much damage here. Though I did say earlier about that gold being quite far forward. BacT could potentially get some conversions from behind the wall on the right side here, even this wood line actually. But yeah, he's going to retreat back. He's got 4 relics. He's happy with that. And we got a market and a siege workshop coming up for DauT now to deploy the emergency defensive procedures. But he has, however, got his 3rd TC up as well amongst all of this, whilst BacT is just on the 2 town centers and the 1 relic. So I feel like DauT is ahead very much so economically, but BacT is gearing up to apply this pressure and even bringing a forward villager here to drop another siege workshop. BacT, it's going to be a similar style or strategy. I tried to say style and strategy at the same time and ended up with strategy. But, you know, it's going to be a good one, I'm sure, as DauT here just going to try and defend with... Oh, wow, look, it's a castle. I feel like we're having deja vu right now.
Oh, we absolutely are. In a situation like this, a defensive castle is the best way to keep yourself in the game and discourage this monk push from applying the killing blow. So many monks coming out from back. This is actually a very scary army, because now light cavalry very much discouraged because of those spearmen, and since they're the Malians, the spearmen have an additional 2 pierce armor too, which makes things like, you know, going for a defensive crossman even worse than they otherwise would be, because you also have to deal with the mangonels. I don't expect to see really elephant archers being the answer here, because they are really hard countered by the monks, so I think this castle here is just going to keep them alive.
Yeah, but I mean, how many situations have we seen DauT backed against the wall like this?
Every game.
You know, it's like he really wants to get that map control. He goes out, he gets the map control in the early game, and then, I mean, we've seen it time and again. First game, for example, BacT had him right against the corner of the map, and DauT defended and pushed it back. Second game, DauT tried to get the map control, and then BacT, applying serious pressure in a similar style to this, was able to actually crush him that time around. It's almost like flipping a coin right now, whether or not DauT will defend from this. But let's see. What can we sort of analyze to see what DauT might be able to defend with? Obviously, that castle is all well and good, but we can see how quickly the siege is going to break through this wall, and DauT, I feel, needs a bit more than this. I feel like he should be making a mangonel already, yet he just doesn't have the resources to do it. He's currently building a university, and he's on the way up to the Imperial Age. So I'm wondering, what's the university for, first of all? Maybe ballistics for the castle, or, I mean, I'm not seeing any other military production buildings here, so... Is it an indication that he could be looking for chemistry to go for bombard cannons, perhaps?
I think that it is definitely, he wants to get to the Imperial Age so he can get chemistry and then start making bombard cannons plus hand cannoneers, which are a fairly strong unit choice for the Indians. I think it's interesting that he didn't end up making a single mangonel at all to defend himself, but I do think it was the right play to go to the Imperial Age, because he can always make that mangonel now, and he is going to do this. He is going to get another mangonel for free, and as soon as he can get chemistry done, which is so slow, this is a huge gamble, a single bombard cannon will kind of stop this push in its tracks, and then BacT will be very far behind economically. If we look at BacT, he's not going to get to the Imperial Age anytime soon, so DauT just has to stall for chemistry. Can he do it?
Yeah, he's stalling it out, and yeah, I mean, obviously the university here, he could research fortified wall, but that is not coming in because he wants chemistry. That is the really important tech that he needs this game to repel this. Obviously, this is kind of like an arena within the arena here. It's arenaception, as DauT creates this like wall off inside, but as I said before, it's not going to take BacT long to break through that. So far, 1-for-0 trade with DauT's mangonel. It's not too bad, but the wall is once again breached, and the Imperial Age is coming in. The light cavs are going to break through as well, though. DauT with a couple of monks to try and defend. Can he get the conversions, or will he lose the monks? Well, 2 monks down, and BacT is looking very good right now as he storms this left flank.
Yeah, that was a really excellent pick-off there. 200 gold down the drain. No more monks applying any pressure. DauT almost to the Imperial Age. Thankfully, he has a mangonel left, but he's going to have to be super careful with it. But he's positioned his base and is building so nicely that he will be able to hold the line just a little bit longer. Chemistry research at 4%. Oh my god, he converted it. Did he convert that and delete it?
Huge problem. The siege workshop was being converted, so DauT deleted it. And, oh my god.
On the right side.
Am I the Oracle? I said earlier on that BacT was going to drop a castle on this right-hand wall,
Yeah.
and there's a goddamn castle right there, as well as somehow a watchtower inside. I'm guessing he converted a villager and then decided to build a watchtower on that gold mine. BacT must be feeling so good about his position. DauT no longer has a siege workshop. He's trying to build one next to his castle here. He really needs those bombard cannons, but he is in such a dicey position right now as this castle comes up on the right side, denying BacT's main gold.
I wish I wasn't so sick right now, but I wouldn't miss these games for the world, as these have been absolutely crazy. Really, he's just banking on this chemistry upgrade. It's so slow, 80% complete. A bunch of defensive trebuchets will actually keep him in this game because he can treb down that castle from a safe distance. He just has to stem the bleeding for a little bit longer, but it's so awkward now that he doesn't have a siege workshop. This castle denying all this gold, but at the end of the day, Zach, somehow DauT has 4 relics and he's boxed in his base. He's so much gold.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. 800 gold in the bank for DauT, and there's 4 relics. Okay, he's been pushed off his main gold, but they are still working overtime to bring a little gold into the coffers of DauT here. On the left side, the market's going down. Those monks are just waiting for the gates to open so he can come and convert the university and take all of DauT's knowledge. If only it worked that way. Convert DauT's university and suddenly you know how to do chemistry. But bombard cannons coming out for DauT now. The 2 trebs as well, able to bring this castle incredibly low. But I feel like we've seen this position before. Last game, it's almost an identical repetition of that. And BacT, it seems like, okay, he's going heavily on the right side with the rams, but he's backing out on the left side with the monks. They're kind of standing around here, not doing a lot. Talking about religion, probably.
So the question on everyone's mind is, of course, how on earth is DauT defending against this attack? And there are a number of things going on here. So for starters, we see that DauT positioned all the buildings in his base with these makeshift wall-offs very, very nicely. Just to stall for time, I think he made a really bold play, but definitely the right one to go for the Imperial Age. And then I think that BacT dropping that castle on the right side may have been just a little bit too much. We really are getting deja vu here. And the reason that might have been too much is because DauT's in the Imperial Age. He gets the trebs out first, and suddenly that forward castle no longer that scary. Hand cannoneers, bombard cannons, DauT in an excellent position, and now BacT cutting back on that military because he wants to go to the Imperial Age.
Yeah, that was a great stall from DauT, and he did a really good job of actually just holding out. And this is what I think he was hoping to achieve last game. This is like what he should have, what he would have liked to happen last game. This time around, he's making it work. And this castle here, gonna go up in defense. He's already removed the castle on that right side from BacT, and as a result, DauT is actually in a very good position right now. He's got a good army, a lot of hand cannons coming out, some more light cavalry, the bombard cannons as well. Yeah, I mean, he's in a great position. Even still, it looked very dicey for a minute, but I don't think BacT has been able to deal a fatal blow so far.
No, he has not, and he just, again, was a little overcommitted to that fight, I think. DauT putting down a defensive castle to protect his main gold mine. Not that he really needs it, because he's getting so much money from those 4 relics passively. DauT does get a free pick-off of a battering ram with his light cav, and he's moving the line forward. The hand cannoneers very inaccurate at range, so they're not great versus the monks, but, you know, it's working out all right, at least. And I do think, though, that he will have to retreat regardless, because he just doesn't have enough military units yet, and there are way too many monks threatening this. And this is important, because all BacT needs to do is get to the Imperial Age. He has, oh my god, he has 5 forward archery ranges, so he's getting ready to transition into some ranged units, but there are no bracer for the Malians, though.
Yeah, that's a really big drawback for them. And I just wanted to go back to the monk thing. I mean, BacT has a lot of monks here, and it's a shame he's not Imperial already, because with block printing, he would have got a lot more conversions, and he's certainly going to get that technology. I feel like that's going to be one of his priorities here. A lot of monks, and there you go, block printing coming straight in. He wants to convert the bombard cannons. That's like the ultimate in value switch right there. I think if you convert a bombard cannon, it's like the highest value trade you could probably get of any unit in the game. I might be wrong, but
it's at least one of them.
Yeah, because you can't convert trebs, right? And so bombard cannons might actually be the most valuable to actually convert. Either way, that doesn't really matter that much, but you know, he's looking to try and get those conversions and really cripple DauT here. DauT, once again, I mean, he's not just going all in. He's just waiting. waiting. He knows he's probably got a stronger economy back here, thanks to that Indian bonus that we talked about so much. And just waiting until he's got the right army composition, waiting until he's got the numbers, and he'll push it out. BacT, 117 population. DauT, 135. Is this the comeback from DauT? I think it certainly is. I think, well, the comeback's already happened, let's be honest. BacT could have very well, I think he could have ended the game earlier, but DauT now holding on and being able to return fire.
In this tournament so far, it has just been back-to-back comebacks as DauT will not die. The Highlander, you have to cut off his head, otherwise he just keeps coming back. Basically, right now, BacT is going to go for Elite Skirmishers, which are a fairly good answer to Hand Cannoneers. Hand Cannoneers don't do very much damage to them. Elite Skirms do a little bit of extra. The crucial thing here, though, is that the Malians don't have Bracer. This means that they're going to have a lot less range, so they're going to take some free shots from those Hand Cannoneers, and they're just going to be a lot weaker in general, not dealing nearly as much damage, especially if we see the Indians' unique technology coming into play, giving the Hand Cannoneers an additional 1 range on top of that. So really, BacT doesn't have a great answer to this. I would expect to see some siege units of his own, but this is when the Malians' weaker archer range really starts to be a detriment.
So something to consider here for DauT. He's got 4 relics, Sultans.
Oh yeah.
Could be a great tech for him here. Sultans, of course, is 30% faster, or I can't remember the exact number.
I think it's 10%.
Faster. Oh, 10%. Okay, wow.
Still good. It's still good.
Yeah, okay. It's something. Yeah, I mean, Sultans would increase his gold income from relics. I didn't realize it was only 10, though. That's probably not that strong. With 4 relics, that's, like, very little extra gold. But even still, it could be something to consider. Definitely, though, the +1 range on the hand cannons. That could be a great choice for him. And with this army starting to mass up behind this wall, DauT just looking for the engagement here. And when I meant you couldn't convert Trebs, you cannot do it from range. So it's incredibly difficult to pull off, and it's something you just don't see often at all. Whereas actually converting these bombard cannons from range is possible, and it's something that does give a huge value swing. So DauT now moving out with the light cabs, a great unit choice still, because it's mostly skirms and monks, which these light cabs just going to have a field day on over here. Great value trade for DauT, and well, I think this is going to be real tough for BacT to hold on now.
So here is a really interesting dynamic that we see happen in competitive arena all the time. The player that is stuck in the Castle Age ends up with a large army of monks, and then one player ends up defending, and then they go to the Imperial Age with some gunpowder units. And while we can see from this battle that it really favors the guy who goes for gunpowder, because if you have all these leftover monks and you have to counter the gunpowder, you have to make elite skirmishers, and then the elite skirms just open up your opponent to make some light cavalry and clean it up. Absolute disastrous engagement here for BacT. He does have chemistry now, so he will be able to start mixing his own hand cannons, but he sustained so many losses. The bombard cannons are moving out, BacT falling apart.
Yeah, I love it. I love how he kept the bombard cannons at the back, waiting until he cleaned up BacT's monks and army before sending them out. I also love this little touch. He didn't upgrade the light cavalry much at all, just +2 attack, no defense upgrades. And you might think, well, why would he not upgrade the light cabs? And that's just because if they get converted, they're that much easier to then just kill, return kill. With the hand cannons behind it, they would just tear through the light cavalry that do get converted, allowing DauT to keep on the pressure and not have his own army turn against him and be a formidable force to, trade back. BacT now gonna lose this castle in the middle extremely quickly, and I fear that this could be the beginning of the end for BacT if it's not over already, as there's a lot of bombard cannons here. This TC also not gonna last much longer either.
Yeah, this is quite unfortunate for BacT because what he needs to do right now, and he's already doing this, which is great, is he needs to mix in some halberdiers into his army to deal with the light cav, but it's going to take so long for those technologies to come out. They're really expensive, and they still get countered by the hand cannoneers anyway. So really, BacT just needs to buy some time while he can get upgrades for his units, start massing things up. But it's going to be really difficult for him to buy that time because there are so many bombard cannons out from DauT. A defensive castle will not hold the line, and BacT has to retreat. This is going to be really tricky for him.
Yeah, those spearmen, they're just like, oh, what are we doing here? Why are we in this fight? This couldn't be a worse unit to
bringing a spear to a gunfight.
Engagement. Yeah, really. Bring a knife to a gunfight if you're a CSGO fan. And, yeah, I mean, like, hand cannons here for DauT also with +1 range, which is a nice advantage over BacT, who was making some hand cannons a moment ago with just the 7 range. DauT, I think he's got this one in the bag. He's building a forward castle in the center of the map, some forward ranges so that he can actually reinforce a little quicker. I don't see how BacT is going to be able to push this one now. I mean, he's making pikes. It's not the answer. Not against these hand cannons.
Yeah, he's going to need pikes and then a crap load of other units. He's going to need some siege weapons, he's going to need gunpowder, elite skirmishers, and there will be no window of opportunity for him to make those units. Once your opponent reaches this critical mass of siege weapons, that's what forces these games to come to a close. A defensive castle can no longer stall like we saw it do earlier in DauT's own base. BacT crumbling rapidly, will not be able to hold the line here. Losing this forward town center means no more gold mine, no more wood line. We're going to see about one final battle, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, BacT did have a great early game push, but DauT, the master of defense, the master of just keeping his composure, being able to boom under pressure, that is what DauT is just so well known for, and what he has demonstrated time and time again. In these games where he's been backed up against the wall, it's come down to the wire, and yet DauT is still able to keep his composure, keep his calm, and push it back. This time around, he's done it again, and I think BacT is going to have to call GG any moment now as his army sustains repeated losses, and DauT's trebuchets just go to, well, I was going to say they go to town on BacT's town. That kind of sounds weird, but they are going to town right now.
Now, this battle is remarkably close, even though it shouldn't be. BacT actually trading favorably here, almost, at least from a gold standpoint, because DauT didn't have enough hand cannoneers mixed in. But DauT knows, though, he doesn't want to take any risks at all, so he's going to do some raiding with light cavalry just to make sure that BacT has absolutely no chance here. And even though BacT's showing promising signs of life, he just will not be able to get up the production that he needs to hold the line. He can't answer these siege weapons, and it's reached the point where DauT can just drop a castle in BacT's own base.
Yeah, I love it. DauT right now as well, 3k gold, like 2.5k wood. He's got enough resources to produce units for days, and BacT here just has nothing left. It's GG from BacT. And with that, DauT makes his way into the grand final for the third time. But this time around, unbelievably, it won't be a Viper DauT grand final, because he is going to be facing up against Nikov, who is waiting for him up there in the upper bracket. I've got to say, though, BacT had some fantastic games. He played some brilliant Age of Empires 2. He really shone in some of these games. An enjoyable player to watch, and definitely well deserving of a lot of praise. For him, though, he will be dropping out of the tournament in third position. By no means bad position at all, given the caliber of the players we've seen here. But congratulations to DauT, who will make it into the grand finals now, and hopefully we'll see more of BacT in the future. Well, back to the future. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was a great game there. I mean, it was closer than it seemed at a lot of points. Both players the same largest army, and BacT somehow managing to keep a fairly healthy population until the very end. So this makes me really look forward to the finals. Great game between these guys, and so far an excellent tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Nopeford, of course, will give us his analysis of that one. And I keep saying analysis. I meant to say analysis of that game in just a moment. Get hyped, guys, because DauT versus Nikov is going to be your grand final match. It's going to be a best of 5, and it's going to be coming your way in just a few moments' time. We're going to throw it to Nopford now, though, who will do his analysis. And I hope you enjoyed that before we continue here.